with Ricardo, junkguysdfw.net, and this is a Facebook exclusive video that I'm doing for y'all. You know, getting accustomed to paying for leads and Google ads when you just don't know anything else. You know, when you first start out in junk removal, this journey that you take into working, into providing for your family, you really don't know what you're doing. And so you do the normal thing like everybody else does. You get on the Facebook groups, you start looking at Instagram success stories or just the Instagram postings. You start looking at YouTube and you start reading Google, you know, ad stories that were just successful, and you start thinking, you know what, I can do this. I'll start making a budget for myself. Yeah, that's what I'll do. And you get this budget, right? And you start thinking, hey, I'm only gonna spend $1,000 or $1,500 a month here. Or, you know, you start imagining a monthly budget for expenses that you're gonna spend on either Google Ads, Home Advisor, Yelp, Thumbtack, because these are the people that are actually calling you. So as soon as you file for that tax, you know, ID number, or you file with the state, that information goes across a big spectrum where people see this and they're, let's take advantage of this small business owner. Let's see this guy who just started out, because these big companies see us, man. They see us coming from a mile away and they're like, oh, they don't understand business. They've never been in junk removal. They're just starting. Let's throw this stuff at them. Let's throw them at Thumbtack. Let's throw them at Yelp. Let's call their phones. Let's keep on harassing them. Let's bother them until they bend and they break. You get accustomed to this happening, so you eventually fall to the deception of Yelp, to the deception of Thumbtack and Home Advisor, and then you start using them, and you fall in this cycle that you keep on paying them on a monthly basis. And of course, it works. Google Ads, I'm gonna tell you, works really great. It works. They put you in this cycle where you're making $10,000 a month and then you owe them $5,000, but then you have bills, and at the end of the month you only have $500. Because see, you have your truck payment, you have your trailer payment, you have your insurance, you have your gas. There's a lot of expenses that Google Ads doesn't understand, or Home Advisor, or TripAdvisor, or Yelp, or Thumbtack. These companies are not looking out for you to survive. They're looking out to make a profit, because they have shareholders. They have these meetings where they have to make this much money. I want you to know that there are other ways to get jobs, to provide for your business and long-term provide for your family and scale your business. I want to talk to you about some of the cons of paying for lead. These companies, the pay-for-lead companies and Google Ads, when they slow down, your business slows down. When it's a slow season for Thumbtack and Yelp and Home Advisor, you slow down. There's nobody coming in for them, so that means there's nobody for you. And then there's nothing you can do about it because you rely on their business. Here's another one. Your options are limited because you're budgeting for that one thing. See, every month you were budgeting for Thumbtack, and when they slow down, you just don't have any extra money to pay for Home Advisor. And then when Home Advisor slow down, you just don't have that extra money to pay for Google Ads. So you're kind of stuck in this rut of who you're going to pay, who's going to provide for you on a slow time like right now. You know, I've never seen the Facebook groups being so negative towards each other about business slowing down, when we should really unite as small business entrepreneurs. And what we're doing, we're making fun of all of us. People are saying, hey, I can't do this. I have my Google, ha ha ha, you don't know how to do this. I'm better than you. My business is here. Let me show you a roll of money. Let me show you all my trucks and my trailers. And people tend to do that a lot. And what we're doing is attacking the small business entrepreneurs. Isn't that silly? That we go after them, but we don't go after 1-800-JUNK. We don't go after Junk King. We don't go after those guys. We have to go after the small guys it's us. We're the ones that keep the economy going. Instead of attacking and going after 1-800-JUNK, we go after people like you know, Jack Stanley from Junking Jack Flash, who's out of business now. Cons. You get accustomed to to paying for these companies after years and months and months and years that you don't know anything else. They never gave you a chance to provide to build your business. There was no chance for you to build SEO because you got used to it. See, mentally and psychologically, your business and you started running your business on a pay-for-lead budget monthly expense. And you started doing it. And in your mind, you started thinking, oh my gosh, this is the way to make money. This is the way I'm going to provide for my family. This is how I'm going to scale my business. When jobs stop coming in, your business slows down. Here's another one. When you stop paying for these leads, it's over for you. When you stop doing business for Home Advisor, that's it. When you stop doing business for Thumbtack, that's it. Stop doing Google ads and see what happens. That's it. Why? Because you got accustomed to it. There was no other options as a small business entrepreneur when you started doing this business. Why? Because people influenced you. You're watching YouTube videos, you're watching Facebook group, you were looking at Facebook group, you're reading all the information, all these people being successful, but they're being successful using because they know how to use it. But you as a small business owner had no idea. Cons. Did you know that pay for leads don't stick on the internet? Google ads don't stick. They don't help you rank. So once you stop using them, it's over. None of the things you did in the past months or the past year actually helped you in your ranking. If anything you got good out of it was your reoccurring customer, that customer that you went the first time because you paid a $30 or $40 lead, and then that customer enjoyed your service and thought you were just great, and they keep on calling you back. Yeah, you gained that. And maybe that commercial contract because they got on Thumbtack and called you off of that, and then you keep on coming back for them, so they're not using Thumbtack anymore. They're going straight to you, right through you. That works, but how long will that work for? Guys, I want to tell you 3 stories that I've heard over the last few weeks about businesses who are stuck in this rut. 2 weeks ago, I got a phone call from a person who makes $950,000. That's like double what I make in junk removal. He has 4 trucks, 20 employees, and he has a budget of over $200,000 with Google ads. He has a budget over $100,000 with Home Advisor, Thumbtack, and Facebook ads. 20 employees. And I said to him, what's the problem? He said, my margins are 10%. Last year we made a little under $80,000. I was like, whoa, dude. I said, so how much money do you have in the bank? And he said he had a little over $3,000 in the bank. He's worked all of 2021 for $3,000 in the bank. It's an easy job for people like y'all that just went this past weekend and you're thinking to yourself, I just made $3,000 off of that job. Well, he made $3,000 profit the whole year with 20 employees, all these trucks and trailers that he has, selling over $950,000 in sales, and all he can show for it is $3,000. My second story, I got another phone call from a friend, from a person that I'm used to talking to from North Carolina. And he says, Ricardo, I paid for these leads. I paid for someone to build my SEO, my website. And he's supposed to build all these, build the infrastructure kind of the website and update the website. He tells, take a look at it. So I do, I take a look at it. And it's one of the weakest websites I've seen out there. And he says, my business has slowed down. I said, your business has slowed down because he has slowed down. I said, let me look at your website. And I said, your website doesn't rank, so where is he getting this business from? I noticed that this guy has opened Google My Business accounts for him. As a matter of fact, he opened 3 Google My Business accounts in that area. And that's his SEO? And I told him, what happens when you stop paying him? Because the phone number on those Google My Business accounts weren't owned by my friend. They were owned by the guy who was doing his SEO. So let's pretend that my friend stops paying him. He takes those Google My Business accounts and it's over. His business stops. So you get in this rut of getting accustomed to pay for leads all the time. You get accustomed to paying for SEO. You get accustomed to paying for Google ads. And you get stuck in that rut. And when their business slows down, your business slows down. Because you weren't educated enough or didn't have that time to learn how to build your own structure for your business or marketing for your business, which they call SEO. Your optimization to your website was never built because you got accustomed. The last story I want to tell you is about Junking Jack Flash. He's out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and he called me last week and he said, "Ricardo, I'm out of business." I said, "Wow, Junking Jack Flash, weren't you the one with all these logos on your trailer and you had logos on this little small, he had a small little vehicle, it's like an Ion, and he logoed it out with Junking Jack Flash." And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, what happened?" He said, "I stopped paying for leads. I stopped paying for ads. And I just couldn't do it anymore." On a monthly basis, he was always negative. So here's what was happening is he got stuck in that rut. And he kept on going over and over until 1,000 here, 5,000 here, 4,000 here, 400 here, 200. And it started taking, and it took him so many years to realize that all he was doing was running in a money cycle, where that money cycle was always having 100,000, 50,000, 70,000, 5,000, and it kept on until he realized that he just wasn't making any money, but he was paying his bills. See, he managed to pay his bills, but he was paying his Facebook ads, he was paying his Google ads, he was paying his leads from Thumbtack and Home Advisor. His expenses were running his business. His leads were running his business. Yes, he was doing jobs. And then I asked him the big one. Well, how big was your business? And this is what he told me. He had over $1 million in sales. He had over 12 trucks, over 25 employees. And he said he got to a point where he just couldn't do it anymore. They were working all the time, all the headaches, dealing with employees, dealing with trucks breaking down. He even told me that his new trucks would break down right after the warranty would go out. He'd get this 2-year warranty and then the trucks would just break down. Sometimes paying for vehicles new ain't the best idea ever when you're first starting out. But I will take this, and I will tell you this. Jack Stanley, the owner of Junking Jack Flash in Tulsa, Oklahoma, did tell me that he was doing this for a long time. He had been in the business for over 15 years in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I want to let you know that we lost one of our veterans in junk removal because he just couldn't deal with this anymore. He couldn't deal with having no more business when their business slowed down. And we're talking about paying for leads and the Google ads. Guys, after he stopped paying for them and started realizing, he started thinking to himself, hey, I'm just going to let my organic marketing take over my business. There was none. Why? Because he got accustomed and he got stuck paying for leads and ads. So I hope this video reaches out to some of the new junk removal entrepreneurs and realize that while you are paying for these Google ads or doing these leads, work on the structure of your organic marketing, the underlining of your website, the underlining of Google My Business. Work on that so when you are prepared to stop paying for leads, you have something to fall back on. I'm going to tell you something. There is something that you can achieve from this. And that's what I'm trying to teach y'all guys. While you are paying for these ads, work on your organic marketing. The smallest thing can make a big difference. For the first 6 years of my business, Google My Business was one of the most profitable things I could do. It brought me so much business that I took advantage of every option. Now back in the day it was called Google Places. But I took advantage of Google Places at the time. Some people don't ever use their Google My Business. They just let it sit out there and leave it alone. I hope this video helps y'all out, guys. please consider working on your organic marketing before you start paying for these leads. Or if you are using these leads in these Google ads, work on the background, work on a little organic marketing, because long term, it will always pay off. All right, guys, I hope this video helps you out. Don't forget, guys, if you like these videos, subscribe over there to the right side. On the left side, check out my other videos, and look forward to the new webinar coming out later on this month. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye, guys.